Good evening, good evening. Coming up on the show this evening, I'll be chatting to one of Northern Ireland's best known record producers and DJs. Micky Modelle is going to be with us. The voice of Love Inc.'s You're a Superstar, Simone Denny, is also on the show. Plus Ireland's queen of country music, Philomena Begley. Jim Stewart's here as well from the TV show Full Metal Junkies. And we'll be meeting the cast of West Side Story. But starting things off, let's take a look at some of this week's quirky news stories. And to help us do that, we've been joined by Q Radio's Ryan A. How are you?
Are you, Robin? Are you all right?
I'm good, thank you for joining us. So you've been taking a look at some stuff that's caught your eye online this week. We're starting off with a story, people selling mirrors on Facebook and stuff.
I love this. I came across this page, I don't know, easily pleased when it comes to Facebook and TikTok and all that. But how do you sell a mirror? Really, right? If you're trying to get the mirror to look good, to be able to put it up on Marketplace or Gumtree, how do you take a photograph of it without being in it, right? Yeah. So it's a page dedicated to people taking photographs of selling mirrors, right? But it's how they're selling them, right? There's a few on there we can't talk about, but there's a few. One lady tries it with her foot, with the camera, you know. As you may see, there's a guy trying to put his arm in, but they figured out that if you just put a white sheet over you and take a photograph, it sort of blends in a little bit. You can't take it from an angle because you'll not get a good view of the mirror. My guess is just keep the mirror, don't try and sell it.
Now, surely this next story can't be true. Cream egg sausages. At this time of the year, I love a good old Cadbury's cream egg.
Yep.
I discovered the ice cream recently with the big bits of the egg in it, but in sausages?
Well, this is Northern Ireland. I mean, it's someone out there, I believe a butcher's in Lisburn. Don't know the name, but they've put up, and the posters went viral about having cream egg flavoured sausages. Now, I saw this online and I thought, come on, you're letting us down a little bit. Cream egg sausage. Like, I love Easter. Whatever happened to just boiling an egg, drawing a face on it and having a competition rolling it down the hill?
Exactly.
Things have changed.
Exactly. So what's your plans for Easter then this year?
Do you know what? I'm just going to chill out with the family and say, I love Easter. You start getting a little bit of good weather creeping in. Chance to wear the shorts, maybe a hoodie still, but a chance to wear the shorts and just go out. There's always something happening in the city to go out and enjoy. So I'm gonna just enjoy that.
Exactly. You've been busy recently doing all the weddings and things, and
yes.
doing a lot of celebrating as well.
Yeah.
Because you won 2 massive awards recently, didn't you?
That's right. So it was only recently, within the last 3 years, 4 years. Of course, bear in mind COVID was in there, but I started entering the Northern Ireland Wedding Awards. And they're a great buzz. I absolutely love not just being in for an award. If I wasn't in for an award, I would still love the fact of being there with all the vendors across Northern Ireland, meeting friends, just getting to know people, and it's a great night out. Everyone's off. They always hold it on a Monday. Nobody's working. And so this year I went in for the Entertainment Award, which I had won regional maybe 2 years back or before COVID. They brought it back and I thought, I'm going to go in for it again. And loads of friends and family and past clients had they'd voted for me. We got shortlisted, got to the gig, and I won regional. So we're up on stage, about, I would say out of the whole category is about 50 in it, and they said the overall out of all, and they mentioned my name again. I nearly collapsed. Yeah. I honestly couldn't believe it. When they'd said my name was the overall winner, I was like, wow, okay. Brilliant. I haven't prepared for the speech. And I didn't. So I didn't know I had to watch the speech back about 10 times to make sure I said things right. Yeah. And I thanked everyone right. But it was good. Yeah. Brilliant night.
So what about DJing at weddings then? Because I always got very worried about doing it because you've got such a big audience and such a big different age ranges out there. You have to please everyone on the night, don't you?
A wedding DJ it's a tricky gig. If anyone says to me, oh, you get it easy, I get it all the time. You get it easy. You really don't. The first 2-3 hours are a very tricky. Bear in mind, these people have been at the wedding, they've had a few drinks all day, but they're just after a big feed, 3-4 courses. They don't want to get up on the floor, and you're the one that looks like the Egypt standing there pressing the buttons and smiling, going, hey, we're having a good night. And everyone's like, I just want to sleep. Yeah. It takes a wee while to get them on the floor, and when they're up, we're flat out. Yeah. I love it. And they always say start off with the older music first, because grannies and grandas, they want to go home early, and then we get the sort of the clubland, the club bangers on later on, and the floor's going. It's good. But it can be a tricky 2-3 hours at the start. Any DJ will say that.
So what's the big wedding song then? What's the big one that gets everybody on the dance floor?
Well, you've been chatting to Simone Denny.
She's waiting in the wings there to come on, yeah.
And you'll be chatting to Micky Modelle.
Yeah.
Both the biggest tunes at a wedding. Oh, you timed this gig well.
So you're a superstar and Dancing in the Dark is still filling the floors.
They are still filling the floors. A couple of other ones. The Northern Ireland crowd will know bits and pieces.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah.
Toss and turn flexible.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we're going back to the old school. They're the ones, but I also still love playing Wigfield Saturday night.
Of course, yeah.
The Cha-Cha Slide, Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah.
If you're not playing them, there's something wrong.
Exactly.
You're not a wedding DJ. If you're not playing them. I love them.
Yeah. So things are going really well for you
Yeah.
at the moment, but you have battled depression recently as well, haven't you? You've had a difficult couple of years.
I did when COVID had came in. So I had my business thriving, trying to really get it off the ground. COVID affected us all in many different ways. It just hit me hard because I had a lot of other stuff going on in my life. Myself and my ex-partner, we decided to separate and go our separate ways, and it was for the absolute best.
Okay.
It was for the absolute best. Well, we had at the time she's now coming 5, but we had a 3-year-old at the time. And that was the hardest part for me because she was going to live with mummy,
Yeah.
and daddy was in the house on his own. The first couple of weeks were okay, and then it just hit me. And when I said hit me, it hit me hard. Not only that, we were told to stay at home, don't come out, don't breathe near anyone. And I found that very hard because I spent my life from I was 14, 15, getting to go to gigs and events. Spent my life in, like, I always imagine it as like the fast lane on the motorway.
Yeah.
And it was all go. And I never stopped. I ate on the go. I just picked up things as we went along, but I was always DJing, to absolutely nothing. And to also be isolated in a house on my own, no noise. And it was just a tough gig.
Yeah.
It was one of the hardest gigs I've ever had in my life.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And, but you know what? It gave me a lot of time to think, and it gave me a lot of time to relax and chill out and actually find out what road I wanted to take in life. But I thought my business was just gone, family gone, everything gone. And I just felt a breaking point. I just felt like the whole world was crumbling.
You also had one of the best gigs on radio as well. For anybody in the radio business, doing the breakfast show.
Yeah.
On a city radio station is the ultimate gig, isn't it?
When I got that gig, I knew I was taking on a big gig, and I knew that I wasn't ready for it. In my career of radio, I built myself up to that day, but it was just the wrong timing. I got the gig and I put a brave face on, but I knew what was happening at home. Yeah. And it's very hard to, and you'll know this yourself, you're having your down days, you can't host a show, you can't be happy. You're trying to make everyone else happy, and you're not happy. And I put on that, what they say, that fake, false face for 4 hours in the morning, plus the tiredness that kicks in with a radio show. You're up at 4:30 in the morning, and it just wasn't happening. Yeah. It just wasn't happening. And we got to a year, and, you know, as a man, I think it was nice to be able to actually burst out in tears and say, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. And you know, it's good to have a little cry. It makes you feel good. Of course it does, you know? Yeah. And because I battled up everything, I was, people know I'm a radio person. I can't cry. I can't be sad. I can't show that I'm sad. But you know what? Having a wee tear, it was good. And I was so proud of myself to say, I can't do this. And I feel like I'm bringing negativity to the radio because everyone around me was hearing about how sad I was about, you know, my life and my business. And so I decided to take a break and then I look at how far it's all came across again. Yeah, exactly. I'm winning the award, and I'm like, things do get better. Exactly. And it's all for the best now. And it's good that you're talking about it now as well, because as guys, we don't tend to talk about things like that. Yep. Yeah. And I know I'd done the whole meltdown thing way before you did, you know, and spending my life on radio as well. And then you find out you've bottled things up for nearly 20 years, as I did, before letting it all out. But it's good now that you can talk about this, and hopefully what you're doing will be showing other guys out there that, it's all right to talk. It's all right to say, I need a little bit of help here. Yeah. My first sort of first time talking about it and being totally honest about it was a friend of mine, Paul, had been battling with a lot, and he started a podcast. Now, on radio, as you know, you talk about your life, but it's all positive, positive. And you're doing this within 30 seconds in a minute. Yeah. And you never get the chance to be able to express yourself. When I got on to Paul's podcast, I then opened up and was able to be able to express myself a wee bit more on how I felt, and the amount of messages and feedback that I got from that, his podcast, the love that I felt, and I felt loved, and I felt like I'm not on my own. This COVID has hit everyone. Yeah. You know, I just had to be hit with the worst end of it, and just to be separating from an ex-partner. But it's for the best. We get on very well for our little daughter. It's good, and we get a chance to share the love between Sophia, and I have another beautiful woman in my life.
She's sitting over here in the wings there today, and I believe a baby on the way as well.
A baby on the way in, I would say, a month and a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're delighted. It's amazing how things change, it really is. And I think definitely the message that I can say and put across today is really okay to talk. And if you're a man, just get someone you love and just have a good old whinge on their shoulder, and it's the best feeling ever.
Oh, brilliant.
It really is.
Ryan, thank you for coming on the show today and being so open and honest with us.
Thank you.
And once again, congratulations on the wedding awards as well. I'm
glad
everything's going well, because you're somebody over the years who I see at gigs.
Yes.
But we just pass and say hello, and you never know what's going on in people's lives. You
know? I know exactly. And that's the thing, where people saw me and thought I was living my best life. Yeah. And then when they heard that I wasn't, they're like, wow, you know, things totally changed. And it takes a lot to be able to open up and say it. But I know we saw each other at gigs. Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was like, exactly.
Yeah, to get the invite on your show was just, it's a great feeling.
Oh, brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you. So let's chat country music now, and I must say a massive congratulations to Hugh O'Brien and all the team at Hot Country TV for a very successful awards ceremony at the Sleeve Russell Hotel in Cavan last week. I was there, and well done to all the winners, who included Nathan Carter, Derek Ryan, Michael English, Louise Morrissey and Mike Denver. And I had the pleasure of presenting the Special Recognition Award to Ireland's Queen of Country, Philomena Begley. And here's what happens when I caught up with Philly after the award ceremony.
Whenever people ask me what I do, I say I've been known to sing a song or two. And dance halls. Some might say I've almost done it all. I'm right behind the spotlight of my life. I'm a loving mother and a wife. I've been blessed, my family understand, they know I've just got country music in my soul. And I've been up, I've been down, every city, every town. The silver dollar queen who laid the blanket on the ground. I'm still the girl next door who loves a good encore. And I'll keep singing songs as long as you want to hear more. And I won't stop till the good Lord tells me it's my life, my music, my memories.
Okay, so we've just come off stage after presenting a big award to Ireland's Queen of Country, the one and only Philomena Begley. How are you, my darling?
How are you doing? I'm brilliant to see you.
It's great to see you. It's been too long. COVID's just put a stop to everything, hasn't it?
Oh, it certainly did. Now, it took its toll on us all.
So you won the big award tonight. What does it mean to you to keep winning these fabulous awards?
When you get to my age and when you get to do 60 years in the business, it's absolutely fantastic. Honestly, it really is. And you know, it gives you a wee bit of a lift too, you know.
Exactly. You're still touring away. Oh, yeah. I know you're on the road with Mike Denver at the moment.
I'm on the road with Mike at the minute now. Then I'm starting with a tour with James, Celtic Storm, beginning of May.
And there's a lot of tour dates on there, isn't there?
There is a lot of tour dates. And then Van Dorn on the 20th In October, and we're having a long weekend.
Yeah.
It's doing very well now. It's sold out, but I think you might be able to do the door. But the hotels is all sold out, I think.
So as long as I've known you, you've been so busy. But what I've always wanted to know, how does Philomena Begley relax when she's not out working?
She's working at home. I'm doing everything. I'm washing dishes, I'm washing clothes, I'm ironing and cleaning the house up and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I could do. I would never was one for, going out and about too much. I like whenever, especially when you're working there, you'd be glad to get home for a couple of days. Yeah. But then I'd be glad to get out.
Exactly.
And I see now, to tell you the truth, this here has given me a great lift, and I'll be looking forward now to getting myself into a bit of shape. I have a few wee bumps here and there I need to get rid of.
And do you have a regular exercise regime or anything you do to keep yourself looking so good?
Not at all. I used to walk after I got the heart operation. I walked a bit and then I stopped but I started again there, but then there's always an excuse to not do it. See, yeah. It's using the excuse for the weather, but there's really no excuse, so I'm going to go now and I'm going to try and get myself into a bit better shape.
Great. Philomena, it's great to see you. Congratulations on the award.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And it's always a pleasure to be in your company.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And I've been up, I've been down, every city, every town. The silver dollar queen who laid the blanket on the ground. I'm still the girl next door who loves a good encore. And I'll keep singing songs as long as you want to hear more. And I won't stop till the good Lord tells me it's my life, my music, and my memories. And I won't stop till the good Lord tells me you're my life, my music, and my memories.
So once again, congratulations to Ireland's Queen of Country, Philomena Begley. Always good to catch up with the lady herself. Now, I did mention Barry Kirwan earlier on, and we've got a very special performance from Barry now from the NVTV archives. Have a look at this.
Ever since we were kids, a secret that I've never told. I teased and ignored you, but oh, I adored you. Children can be so blind. We played on the swings and we played in the trees, but Mary, you played with my mind. True love, we all try to find. Sometimes it's in front of our eyes. I long for that hand in my life that will walk with me, rain or shine. Oh, Mary, Mary, be mine. Oh, Mary, Mary, a memory I carried, the girl with the soft emerald eyes. My heart hasn't changed, although I have aged. In time I have grown more wise. True love, we all try to find. Sometimes it's in front of our eyes. I long for that hand in my life that will walk with me, rain or shine. Oh, Mary, Mary, be mine. La, da, 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 da. If life is a ride, I want you by my side to laugh with and hold on to. True love, we all try to find. Sometimes it's in front of our eyes. I long for that hand in my life that will walk with me, rain or shine. True love, we all try to find. Sometimes it's in front of our eyes. I long for that hand in my life that will walk with me, rain or shine. Oh, Mary, Mary, be mine. La da ba da, la ba la la da ba da, la ba la la da ba da ba.
Right, joining me now in the studio, we've got one of Northern Ireland's top DJs and busiest record producers. Micky Modelle is here, and we're also joined by a lady who is the voice of one of the greatest records of all time, Love Inc.'s You're a Superstar. Simone Denny's here as well. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So, Simone, all the way from Canada, and you're here in Belfast today.
I love it. I love it.
Because you're a regular visitor here these days, aren't you?
I am, and I have missed it during COVID, so I was very happy to come back.
And of course, you've teamed up with this guy many times over the years, Micky Modelle. So he obviously keeps bringing you back to Northern Ireland. I see you're touring all around the place with him.
Coville, you name it, we'll be there.
Brilliant. Okay, so Micky, tell us what's happening in your life, because you seem to be one of the busiest DJs. Every time I go onto your social media, you're playing somewhere across the UK.
Yeah.
Or further afield even.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, just keeping busy, you know, making the records, doing the clubland tours, and other stuff. We're doing a lot of festivals over the summer. We'd still do the Ibizas, Mallorcas, wherever else we're going to do, you know. So it's great times.
Brilliant. Well, since we have Simone here today, we've got to talk about the big record, You're a Superstar.
Oh, amazing.
And I remember, I think it was probably you back in the day who introduced me to that record. What was your thoughts when you first heard that?
Oh, amazing record. I always liked it, you know, and I'd been to Canada quite a few times on buying trips and stuff like that. So it's just such an iconic record, and you can't predict that, you know, how a record really would take over people's lives. You know, as a record producer, you know, you make records and you go, God, that's a good one. But you don't know if it's going to be just good or mediocre, or if it's going to be the best record in 30 years. And obviously, that was just the best record in 30 years, in this country anyway.
Exactly. Simone, what was your memories of recording that song?
You know, we were in a basement studio, and I remember hearing the song and thinking, I love the theme of it. And so when I added my vocals to the music, it was, I would call it magic, and I had a really good feeling about it, and then it went boom. And we didn't anticipate that big of a boom, you know?
And what's it like performing it still today in the clubs and things?
Well, it's no longer about me, it's no longer about the group. I call it the people's anthem.
Yeah.
And so it's a pleasure, genuinely a pleasure to sing it for everyone. The stories are never ending of how it has impacted and touched people's lives, so I'm honored.
And the great thing about it as well, it keeps being remixed, and it's opening up to a new audience all the time, isn't it?
It's amazing. The kids know it, and that's what blows my mind, is the wee ones all are singing it, and I'm like, they know every single word.
Yeah.
See, I'm saying wee ones now. I've been here so often, I'm saying it now. There you go. I'm singing it now. See, Belfast is staying on me. There you go. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
So Micky, as a producer then, what makes a great record these days?
I still think it would come down, for me personally, you know, like for that sort of pop music, clubland, whatever we do, great melody, great vocals, and things like that, you know, always stand out to me, you know. And if you have something like that, well, at least you've got a chance.
Yeah. What about people who have influenced your decisions over records over the years? Because I know, and you won't mind me saying this, but you're a big ABBA fan, aren't you?
You know, from day one, ABBA and the Bee Gees are my two favourite bands in the world. Was never ashamed to admit it. I don't care. And all of a sudden you see this whole boom with ABBA again. I was a fan from day one, you know, and I absolutely love them. And you listen to their records, and they're just pure genius, you know, commercial, very melodic, well sung, and again, same with Bee Gees, you know, they're just such great records.
So what's your thoughts on the new ABBA stuff then?
I love it, you know, like that was one of my favourite records. You know, they just make great music, you know, and you can't deny that. And again, it goes #1 all over the world. What does that tell you?
Exactly.
We're not all wrong.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So it's just such great music, yeah.
Simone, what about your influences? I'm getting a feeling Tina Turner might be in there somewhere.
I love Tina Turner for sure. You know what? I have a very eclectic collection of music. So it'll go from, well, my roots are Caribbean. I'm born in Canada, but my background, my parents are from the Caribbean. So I've got a lot of Caribbean music. I think that contributes to my love of dance music. Rock, funk, you name it, I listen to it. So once it's good, I'm in.
And what are you listening to at the moment? What have you got on your playlist at the moment?
I'm listening to a lot of 90s music, funny enough, like non-stop. And there's also an R&B artist in the States called Colm, and I've been listening to a lot of him as well. So it's all over, again, everywhere.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah.
Micky, me and you go back a long way.
We do.
And I remember the days when we were doing the talent shows together.
Yeah,
they were great fun, weren't
yeah.
they?
Great times.
Indeed, discovering new talent. And that's something you've always been very passionate about, is helping young singers who are just coming up in the game. Huh?
Yeah, and DJs and stuff as well, yeah. And I like to see talent, you know, because the market is a difficult game, especially today, even more so today, because with obviously internet and social media these days, I mean, everybody with a laptop's a DJ, you know what I mean? These people can now go onto GarageBand and record vocals, so the internet is totally swamped with it. So to get a record deal as such of any, you know, great deal is a very difficult game, you know, even for people like us who already have hits and things like that, you know, taking records, new records into record companies, it's just like, well, if you don't have 1 million hits, well, you know, there's no point in it. But no, that's your job, that's not my job.
Yes,
you know, you get the 1 million hits, you know, but it's very difficult for new artists, but talent will shine through, in my opinion.
Exactly. But you mentioned the talent shows there. You started off by doing a talent show, didn't you?
I did. By accident, just sang for my grade 6 talent show, and then just for fun, and got a standing ovation, and I was hooked. That was it. Only child, loved the attention. That was
brilliant. What about new music? Anything in the pipeline for you?
Micky and I are talking.
Yeah?
We're talking.
Always working on new tracks, things for live performances and bits and pieces like that, and new things for my DJ sets. So lots of new stuff coming up.
So what's new and current in your DJ set at the moment that's gone down a storm?
There's, again, because I do the clubland stuff, you know, there's a lot of good people like Darren Styles, the Tweakers, you know, those types of artists, you know, they do some fantastic music. Even Ben Nicky, I mean, his new track Soulmate is absolutely amazing. I love it. So people like that, plus then my own tracks and, you know, bootlegs and mashups that I do, just things that are different and exclusive to my own sets. So I always like to have new stuff.
Okay, there's a little song that I have to mention to you because it's a song that you're never going to get away from. And even when I play it in the clubs in places like Tenerife and stuff, the room goes absolutely crazy, Dancing in the Dark.
Oh, yes, with my bestie Jessie, yes. You know, she's such a great singer, songwriter, and a lovely person. I absolutely love her, you know, and we tour quite a lot still, all the time. Again, you know, Simone and I do that too, so we're like a three, you know, and we do lots and lots of gigs together. But yeah, it just, again, it took on a whole new life of its own, you know. Like, again, you make that record and you think it's going to be a good record, you know, goes into the charts and it's a hit everywhere. And it just seems to grow and grow and grow and grow, you know, and you can't foresee that, Robin, you know, I don't care who you are, in my opinion, you can't foresee that, you know, you just hope that it's going to be good and people like it, and people do like the record, which is great.
Brilliant. Okay, I want to play one of your songs now. We've got a music video on standby. What are we going to play?
48 Hours.
Okay, we'll have a listen to the song now. Micky and Simone, thank you so much for coming in, and hopefully we'll see you back in Belfast again sometime really soon.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now you're not here.
Okay, my next guest is a part of a brand new TV series called Full Metal Junkies. His name is Jim Stewart, and we'll find out more about the TV series because I caught up with Jim earlier this week. Here's what happened.
Brace yourself.
What a horrible feeling about this.
We need a means to carry all of our clobber and to be able to sleep in it.
But I'll tell you what I am getting, well behind on all the jobs I've got round there to do.
You know, Matt wanted a winch for his van. I've got a really fun idea of how we might test it out.
I'm clocking, babies! I'm coming home!
Here is your ultimate tidy van.
This is insane.
So let's find out about this brand new series, which is called Full Metal Junkies. I'm pleased to say that mechanical mastermind and upcycler Jim Stewart joins us on the line. Jim, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. It's quite a pleasure.
Well, thank you for joining us. And the first thing that I noticed when you came on the screen there is that fabulous telephone box behind you there. How do you end up getting one of those?
It's just covered. I think you've got to have a bit of like inspiration around you when you're just in your office. You know what I mean? We've got a lot of classic BMXs and just stuff knocking around. You should see the yard if you think this is cool.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. We'll get on to that in a second. And we'll talk about the show in a second as well. But first of all, how did the whole series come about?
So we were filming, we were approached during the first pandemic by a production company doing a bit of filming for Johnny Vegas's Carrying Glamping. And they just found us through social media and they needed like an extra vehicle for their show. Just sort of called me and said, have you got anything? And I was like, yeah, maybe just come down and have a look. And that progressed into the first visit being with Johnny himself. And they sort of said, you right being on camera? And I was like, I don't know, I guess so. Let's give it a go, see what happens. And we just had so much fun, and we ended up filming there for a good few weeks and producing a vehicle for them. And then, straight off the back of that, they sort of said, you're interested in filming a pilot and seeing if we can get anything from it? And I was like, I guess, like, if you think there's a kind of point to it. And that's what we did. And then the call came in and we got commissioned for a 6-part series. And it's very surreal, honestly. It's like, the fact that we got a TV show, I don't think is quite sunk in yet. I don't think it will for at least another few weeks until like a load of people have come up to me and said they've seen it. Because, it's just us doing our thing. There's nothing scripted. We're not actors. We're just a bunch of idiots down a yard in Surrey doing our day-to-day job. And apparently it's turned itself into what it is, which is, it's incredible. I'm so grateful for this opportunity, honestly.
Tell me about the car with the hot tub as well, because you borrowed your mate's car without asking him, and you installed a hot tub in it. How and why, and how did he take to it?
I don't think you can call that borrowing, can you? I think you've got to call it stealing. There's a thing that happens around this yard, and it's morale boosting, and it's a bit of pranking, practical jokes, messing about and keeping spirits high. And some of those ideas progress into quite good things. Sometimes it's just hiding keys, and then sometimes it's like, let's do something crazy. And it was Scotty's turn to have something crazy done to him. Paul came up with the idea of, it was winter. It was quite cold. And, the sun was here. I'm looking out the window now. It's beautiful, lovely, best job in the world. Winters are hard. It's raining. It's cold. It's snowing. We need those kind of boosts. So we just decided to start cutting up his car and seeing what happens. And then, the idea came to turn into a hot tub.
So what else can we look forward to in the series? What other things have you get up to?
The great thing about the series is that it's for everyone. You haven't got to be a petrol head or bus follower or camper van owner. Like, it's all about the life that we live and the cameras follow us around. And we convert double-decker buses, American school buses, ambulances, camper vans. There's a bit of everything. And I think everyone should or hopefully will relate to it in some way, into whether it's something they've done in their garden shed before or a room they've decorated in their house. I think we are hopefully going to appeal to quite a lot of people. So
now there's even a caravan suspended in the sky, isn't there?
Yeah, so that's actually an idea that's still progressing. I mean, one of the things I've dreamt about is having a camper van that goes up in the sky. So, we wanted to create like a mega build throughout the series. We've got the 12 client builds, but we wanted one mega thing that you could follow throughout the 6 episodes. We started a brainstorm of a camper in the air. which you'll see progress. And it's we didn't actually go with that in the end, but you'll see how the idea changes into the double deckers, which I'll say more. But I've actually just bought a plane 2 weeks ago, fuselage, because that's that idea still progressing. And I want to try and get that plane up in the sky and have a little camper pod, whether it's mounted or something on something or crashed in a tree somewhere, or I don't know, maybe we'll go Madagascar style and like King Julian with his plane in the tree.
So the show goes out on Quest and Discovery Plus?
Yes, I've only seen episode 1. I know I'm in it all, but I've only seen the first one. So I'm trying to figure out, do I watch it every Tuesday and hope that no one spoils it for me? Or do I just binge it tonight?
I think I would just binge it. I think that's what I would do.
We'll have to wait and see.
Brilliant. Well, Jim, it's been great talking to you. The very best of luck with the series. And do you know what? I'd love to come down and see your yard at some stage.
Do it. Please do it. Bring a vehicle. Don't leave your car lying around though.
No, exactly. Good to talk to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Now, we all love the musical West Side Story. It's coming back to the Grand Opera House in May. It's being performed by the Ulster Operatic Company. And here's what happens when I caught up with the two main stars of West Side Story. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So Karen, the part of Anita, no pressure for you because Ariana won the Oscar. So it's a big job, isn't it?
It's a big job. It's a big part. There's a lot rests on her shoulders. I still haven't seen the film.
What?
So I couldn't even tell you if she earned the award. I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm holding off. I think I'll hold off until after we do ours.
So what is it attracts you to the part of Anita then?
She is fearless. She's absolutely fearless. There's a real journey for her. You can see that she has quite a fiery relationship with her partner. She's very protective. She's very ambitious. She knows what she wants. And then once you hit the second half, everything happens to her.
Yeah.
And you can just see her break, which I love.
Yeah.
The sadist in me loves it. You know, it's gut-wrenching. You know, you come out of it with a broken heart,
yeah,
which you should.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's bring Matthew in. You're playing the part of Tony. Is this a dream role for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think kind of any tenor. It's a dream role for any kind of young actor that wants to play Tony. There's so many people that I've kind of talked to, like fellow singer-actor friends, that are all sort of like, you're playing the part that we all want to play. You know, everybody, like, it's such a great part, and you go on, you know, such a great journey with it. You know, like Karen was saying with Anita, you go on a similar kind of real journey of self-discovery. And the music in it, I mean, it's just so, the stuff that you have to sing is so varied. You know, you can do so much with it. You've just kind of been left this amazing kind of canvas to sort of paint on. It's great. Really love it.
Have you seen the movie?
I have.
Yeah.
I quite like, yeah, I know, yeah, like Roy knows her, but I quite like Karen. I kind of wanted to distance myself from it in the preparation for the part, because I didn't want to lift anything sort of subconsciously or otherwise from the guy that played Tony in the film, Angel. But it kind of, I really enjoyed it. I mean, there were loads of things. I think it was a really kind of thought-provoking production of it. You know, I think they really hammed it up for film. I think there were some choices that they made that maybe wouldn't work as well on the stage, but I think that was kind of the point.
Yes.
But yeah, it was brilliant. I think it was really, really good.
So like me, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there who've seen this show many times before. Are we going to see anything new in this production?
I think so, yeah. I mean, without spoiling too much, our director, Tony Finnegan, is brilliant. You know, it's really innovative, and I think he's very keen to... He's directed the show a couple of times before himself, and he kind of came in and kind of very early in rehearsals was keen to stress that he wanted to create something new with this. And I think we were all really up for that challenge, you know, especially having not done anything for kind of 2 years. You know, it was kind of really refreshing to hear that and kind of come at it in a new way.
Brilliant. Karen, tell us about the Ulster Operatic Company, because we have so many great performers and great companies like this here in Northern Ireland, don't we?
Yeah, we really do. I'm a member of about 6, probably. From about the age of 15, I started in Bangor Operatic. We then went to Ulster, and they were doing a pantomime and they needed dancers. With New Lyric Operatic Company, there's Lisna Garvey, and the joy of it. I work as a professional actress as well. Yeah. But the joy of it is you're there because you want to be there. Yeah. Everyone is there because they love it. Yeah. And there are many opportunities for performance in Northern Ireland, but not for a production of this scale, of this heritage. Yeah. It's a classic. Like, I cannot resist it. I saw it come up and I thought, oh no, I'm a professional, I can't go near that. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it just be lovely? Ulster Operatic have a long, long history. I joined when I was 17, which obviously was last week. Yes, of course. And we've been in through all the productions, all the production teams, and there's just always a family feel on stage. Mm-hmm. And that peters out then into friendships externally. You know, there's a real community of people in Belfast and Lisburn and all over who love musical theatre, and you just wouldn't think it, you know, with our society, but it is unbelievable. Okay, your favourite moment in the show? Oh, really shouldn't tell you. There's a very, very harrowing scene in the production. Maybe not so much in the film, I've heard. And it is a scene where your glorified jet boys turn and assault Anita. And it's not my favourite part. I shouldn't say that, but it's so interesting, and every cast that I've done it with is completely different. Right, yeah. And it's an interesting thing to learn. Tony obviously goes at it very, very carefully and with great respect, and it's a real education to be in that room. Aside from that, if I can make it through America in one piece, that's the showstopper for me. I mean, obviously Tony's great, but let's go for your big moment then. What's yours in the show?
I have to say that whole sequence from the meeting scene right to the end of the balcony scene is just some of the most wonderful. You know, as Karen said, she's an actor. I'm a musician by trade, and you know, so I kind of come at it from that angle, and it's just some of the finest music for theatre ever written. That whole sequence, and it just. Whenever you could leave Maria at the end of the balcony scene, having done the Maria song and go through all of that, it's just really wonderful. It's so satisfying, and you kind of come off and go, what a lovely, you know, couple of scenes I've just been involved there. It's such a pleasure, you know. Brilliant. Okay, we look forward to it. Karen, give us all the details. When can we see this? Just put me on the spot. Okay, we are in the Grand Opera House, Belfast, 10th to the 14th of May. And there's a matinee on the Saturday for anyone who would prefer that at 2:30, and the night shows are at 7:30 p.m. I know you're in the middle of rehearsals at the minute. How's it all going? It's going beautifully. Our cast are stunning, like stunning. Our Maria is, she can do everything. Our choreographer is outstanding. Our director, our musical director is Wilson Shields, and there is no better hands. Better than Wilson. Exactly, no better hands to manage it. Right from the top to the very bottom of the list, there is not one person in the wrong place. It's lovely. Kind of feels very much like, you know, whenever you said about thinking about coming back and doing it, it feels like quite a lot of people, like myself, I haven't done kind of any sort of amateur theatre in a while, and I saw this come up and thought, wow, I've got to go for this. You know, this is a part that I've always wanted to do, and it feels like we've caught kind of a unique moment of, you know, it's such a pleasure to actually see some of the younger members of it. I mean, there are some beautiful dancers. I mean, some absolutely fantastic dancers in this cast, some fantastic actors, and there's such a wide age range. It feels like a real moment. Where people have kind of come back to do it and get involved, but we see some of the real like rising stars of this in Northern Ireland. You know, it's really, really exciting. Brilliant. We look forward to it. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us, and the best of luck with West Side Story. Thank you.
Now, to finish the show, we're going to play something from the archives from the legendary cabaret comedy act Clubsound. They're currently celebrating 50 years on the road, and George Jones and the guys are going to be at Theatre at the Mill in Newton Abbey this coming Saturday, the 16th of April, and then they're going to be at the Portico Arts Centre in Portaferry on Easter Monday as well. So here's something good from Clubsound, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Maestro, please. In the good old days of yesteryear, a penny bought a pint of beer, and bustles were the fashion of the day. Before the jukebox came along, the barbershop was filled with song, and rendered in the good old-fashioned way.
We'd like to sing some for you, if we may.
Oh, if we
by the light,
by the light, by the light
of the silvery moon, I love to spoon.
I love the spoon, I love the spoon.
The honey I'll crew loves to honeymoon,
honeymoon, honeymoon,
keep a shining in June.
Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had no love since January, February,
or July.
There's no time, ain't no time to stay awake and swoon. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my gal. Genevieve, my Genevieve, the days may come, the days may go, but still the hands of memory weave the blissful dreams of long ago. We were sailing along, on moonlight day. You could hear the voices singing. They seemed to say, you have stolen my heart. Now don't go away. As we sang love's old sweet song on Moonlight Bay. On good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. It's time to say, ladies and gentlemen, from the Robin Elliott Barbershop Quartet, thank you for listening. Good night. Good